All right, check it out. Check it out. So I read this article a while ago. I just wanted to talk about it because I thought this is a pretty interesting fight between Joshua Buatsi and Joshua Buatsi and Anthony Yarde. Um, and of course, it's just potential that this fight could happen. Nothing set in stone yet, but I thought it would be a pretty interesting fight, and kind of wanted to talk about it with you guys and get your thoughts on it and everything. Um, but I won't be on my back and forth on my phone. Most of you guys that was in on the first live, uh, man, I'm getting so many DMs and text messages and everything else because of it. I put the link in the chat, but I'm definitely gonna do my own notifications because I'm still getting repercussions from YouTube for certain. Sorry about that feedback for certain information I put out or whatever. So, guys, again, remember, if you can, I don't usually ask, but smash the like and share the live if you guys have other social media pages and such, because I gotta put out these notifications myself. Plain and simple, they ain't going out. Boxing Pinnacle TV, what's good? What's good with you, my man? Appreciate you coming through. Link in the chat too, guys, for anybody who want to jump on and talk about this topic today. And again, I do apologize if I keep looking at my phone, but that first live I put up, I told anybody to get a hold of me through the email or the DM if they had any questions. And I could say a lot of people had questions, so I've written a ton of DMs and emails and text messages and so forth. But everybody want to know what's going on. Like, what's going on? Why should we prepare? What are we preparing for? Which is all good. I mean, I can respect and should expect that because it's pretty
A liar, Mike. You a liar,
pretty. Oh boy, is that all you came to do? Are you that scared, dude? Come back up here, click the link, Mr. Shuffle. Don't say that and run. That's that scary shit that your boy BFTB and Phenomenal. I mean, at least you did have the guts to click the link, but just to come up here and yell I'm a liar and not talk about it, come talk about it with me, Mr. Shelton. Don't be scared. You come talk about it, fam. I'm not gonna bite. We on the computer. Come on back up, click the link. I told you, everybody welcome, even you, Mr. Shelton. So anyway, that was an LDBC member, Mr. Shelton. He just felt necessary to come call me a liar, but explain why, what they do. So anyway, my son in the building, Monte. What's up with you, son? I'm glad to see you. Do your best to stock up, like I sent you that message. Yeah, I'm gonna keep grinding, son, for sure. Appreciate you, dog. All right, everybody. So Anthony Yarde and Joshua Buatsi. I think it's a pretty interesting fight. We hadn't seen much from Anthony Yarde since and this fight isn't set in stone, guys. They haven't signed any papers or anything like that. But it's if they were to make this fight, I would be pretty interested in it. Anthony Yarde had a really good performance. I think Tande his coach, made a mistake by getting him to expel so much energy in that in that eighth round. He got him to
Hey man,
What's up, bro?
you know nothing about boxing, D. Shut up, man.
All right, look. All right, I ain't gonna let you back on then. I mean, if you just gonna come up here and say stupid shit and then jump off, like that's pointless. So you wanna come up here, have a discussion or debate or whatever, Mr. Shelton, that's fine, bro. Everybody, the LDBC members, my link is open. Not like BFTB and you won't get kicked off. But if you're just gonna keep bouncing on, spitting insults and jumping off, then there's no point in me letting you on. That's idiotic, man. Be a man. Come talk about it. You can call me a liar. I don't know shit about boxing. Well, let's debate whatever topic you talking about. But I don't know shit because I don't have Gary Russell in the top 5 pound for pound like your boy BFTB, or is it the fact that I don't know shit because I don't have Errol Spence in the top 5 per pound, top 5 pound for pound like that idiot you follow named Fanon? Or is it that I don't know shit because, unlike Blue Blood Sports, I don't think that Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney is a valid fight? Let's talk about these topics, Mr. Shelton, but there's no need for you to just come up here and say I'm lying. Tell me why I'm lying. I know you support Blue Blood and BFTB and Fanon. I know you're LDBC, but let's talk about it. Don't jump on here and run because you're a coward just like them. Not Blue Blood, but BFTB and Fanon and Fanon, whatever. So anyway, we have a LDBC troll. Mr. Shelton is a coward. He just wants to keep jumping on and spewing insults. But anyway, Mr. Shelton was slandering your channel. Yeah, he's an idiot. I don't care about that. But I told them they could come click the link. He don't. Obviously, he's scared. So you can talk about it. Everybody can click the link. All good. Links up top. Anybody can talk about it. I don't get into that, Mr. Pinnacle. You know what I mean? I don't go do the back and forth, but they can come talk about it. What's up, brethren?
What's up, D? What you grazing on today?
Shrimp and grits.
Oh, look at you, man. Look at you.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm all right, man. Just taking a little break from work today. Saw you on. Came on to heal you up. Make sure you're safe, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm safe and feeling good.
How was the daughter, bro?
Oh, she's great. Is that I have to go into the hospital here soon, right? And I have to have a procedure done. So I'll be in the hospital for a few days, right?
Okay.
As I was setting this up, like I have full insurance and everything. And running me through circles, fam, just for the pre-surgery consultation. And I'm like, bro, if I gotta have a surgery, which I don't even really agree with abrasive surgeries, right? But even still, it's something that's serious enough where I need to go ahead and take care of it. But if I have to have one and we have to do the damn consultation, let's get the consultation out the way so we can schedule the freaking surgery. You know what I mean? But they got me jumping through all of these hoops and all of this stuff. So I'm just like, man, it's crazy, bro. Crazy. But me, I'm happy. I'm happy sitting right here talking to you guys, man.
Right.
All right, real quick, guys. Hold on. Mr. Sheldon, this, sir, is your last time I will let you on. If you're going to stay on and discuss this, cool. If not, stay. Thank you. Leave. Just leave. Fucking idiot. Because he keeps jumping on here saying dumb shit and then just jumping off. Like, stupid. Anyway, what's up, Mark? What's up, Uncle Pete? What's good with you guys?
Hello.
Yeah. G-Man, what's good? What's up, brother? G-Man in the building. Robotic Raptor. Icon on the bench with us. Toby Barlett. What's up? So, guys, started off, Joshua, and again, this is not a fight set in stone. I just read an article that was thinking about getting these two guys in the ring, and I wish they would. I'm not sure since I read that if either of them have scheduled any fights or anything, but I thought it would be interesting.
What are we talking about?
Well, I'm just starting. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, but I read an article a while ago, and I had somebody got echoed, and I had this up about Joshua Buatsi and Anthony Yarde, a potential match between them two. And I was just thinking that would be an interesting fight. Like I said, it's nothing It's nothing that's been set in stone or signed for as far as I know. But I just wanted to talk about
Someone's got
that fight.
serious background noise. It's drowning D out. I can barely hear you, D, because of the background noise.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was Uncle Pete. Yeah. But what do you think about that, Mark?
I'd love to see the fight. This is, of course, if Joshua Buatsi comes through with flying colours against Kalic. I know a lot of people don't know much about him, but I actually watched him during the amateurs in the World Boxing Super Series way back, and he can actually box. When he fought against Kubar Pulev's brother, Turlev, I think his name is. I can't remember his name. He's got one of those Bulgarian names. I thought, I think I've seen them fight twice, and I thought he beat him in one of the fights every single round. The other one was that could have gone either way. And when I saw him fight against Martin J. Ward, I thought he won that fight as well. Not Martin J. Ward, Joe Ward.
Yeah.
He was a good amateur, underrated, pretty good in the World Boxing Super Series. He can box. It's not a gimme fight for Buatsi, even though I heavy favourite him. But at the same point, a lot of people are making out as though he's a bum. He's better than Dex Spellman. Any day of the week, he's a much better boxer than Dex Spellman. He's actually very skilled. So he has a very good 1-2, good jab. He's able to move pretty well on and off of the line. So he can give different looks, and he comes at different angles. The only question is if Buatsi's just going to blow him out or not, because it's different. You know what I mean? It's different when you get into the pros, and the glove weights are different, and you're getting hit cleanly and viciously in an atmosphere that isn't the same setting. So, but yeah, I like the Buatsi Kalic fight. I'm looking forward to it. But that Buatsi Yarde fight, I'd love to see it. I'd also love to see Buatsi versus Callum Johnson or Yarde versus Callum Johnson. All three of those guys should fight it out to see who the number one in the UK is at the light heavyweight division. But yeah, I'm down for the fight.
Yeah, I'm down for it too, bro. And like I said, in the Kovalev fight, we gotta lay some of the blame on Tandy, which he's not I don't think he's a good trainer anyway, but we gotta lay some of the blame on Tandy because he advised Anthony Yarde to go out there and expel that much energy. That was a part of his advice from his corner, and the kid did it, and he almost had Kovalev, but he didn't get the job done. And after you drain yourself out of everything, then
hey D, empty the tank, Ant. Empty the tank, Ant. Round fucking 8.
Right. So he
4 more rounds
advised
to
him
go.
to do that.
Empty the tank.
Did he say that? I didn't even catch that.
Yes,
Holy
he
shit.
literally screamed, "Empty the tank, Ant." Empty
Yeah.
the tank.
He told the kid to go blow his load basically and get him out of there. And had he not made that mistake, had both of them been a bit more patient, he may have been able to get Kovalev because he had him in big trouble.
Kovalev was starting to tire. I think it was because Kovalev got himself into a panic situation. He was able to get out of feeling winded, because that can happen. Panic can take you out of that feeling of feeling winded, because you go on to fight or flight kind of thing, and that's what helped Kovalev. If Yarde had waited one more round, I think he would have stopped him in a later round. One more.
I agree.
I really do. I think he would have got him out of there. Because Kovalev was, I don't think the second win was down to just getting it. I think it was down to the fight or flight kind of thing. And that happens, and people don't give it much credit.
This is exactly why Yarde got stopped, because with that stiff jab. Because I mean, let's be honest, Yarde ain't gonna really get stopped with no stiff jab. But if you don't have anything in the gas tank, a stiff jab is like a strong uppercut. You know what I'm saying? Like that stiff jab is enough to put you away, especially a Kovalev jab. But that, again, I just think that has to do with Tandy telling him to empty his load and go for the kill. And, that's why experience plays on the trainer's end and the fighter's end. You got to be a little more patient sometimes instead of just trying to go in there and, take them out. Sometimes that's not always the best idea. So, but with that being said, I think it would be interesting. I would pick Buatsi as well, because I've actually looked at him, and I looked at him after I saw that article. I knew who he was, and I'd seen it, a little bit of him, but I was like, him and Yarde. So I looked more at him, and I think Buatsi would hit Yarde because let's be honest, prior to Sergey Kovalev, Anthony Yarde fought nothing but C-level or less fighters. Guys, his 5 opponents before Kovalev had all been stopped multiple times before, 2 and 3 times before, except one guy. He was only stopped one time. His his knockout ratio was 17.9%. So I mean, he was a pillow fist. Those were the 5 guys that Yarde fought prior to Kovalev. So I think Buatsi gets him. I'm with you on that, Mark. But it still would be interesting because Yarde did not do that bad against Kovalev. The problem is going in with Buatsi is he's going to come with the same stupid trainer, Tundi. That's the problem. His corner is his problem.
I think Tundi'd be great for Anthony if he was a number 2. The motivation, just being a motivator,
right.
The belief and all that stuff, and how he's able to talk Anthony Yarde's name up into certain situations that maybe most players don't even get the opportunity to. With that level of record, you got to give Tundi credit on that. But you need someone in there who really isn't gonna fuck you over, to be honest.
Right. I don't think
Marky, what else has he got on? What else that trainer got on his resume? Who else is he? I mean, he's a known trainer or what?
No,
he's an Anthony Yarde trainer, Uncle Pete. That's who he is, an Anthony Yarde trainer. And not only that, Pete, he's Anthony Yarde's trainer and sparring partner. Imagine that.
Well, no, I'm gonna say something on that. I mean, right. So this whole shit about Tundi playing mind games, saying we weren't sparring with anybody. I've seen it on multiple different accounts, and I've seen the footage of him sparring for Kovalev. Okay, he had 11 different sparring partners throughout his camp, which is more than enough. And he was in there with some good guys. I can't release their names because they want to remain nameless, but I've seen some of the footage of the sparring. He was sparring.
True, I seen that too, and I didn't say he was his only sparring partner. I said he was his coach and his sparring partner because he does sparring sessions with freaking Yarde. And dude, to me, you don't even need to be in the ring with him. You need to get fighters in the ring with him. You in the ring sparring with him. That's just stupid.
Hey, yo.
Is that the touch sparring you're talking about? The touch sparring?
No. I seen footage of Tommy with headgear on and those dudes going at it. No touch sparring, no playing around, playing the mitts and none of that shit. Tommy's an idiot, bro. I don't think he's a good trainer at all.
Yeah, yo, let me ask y'all something though. For the guys from I think it's that Mac from over that side. Frank Warren. Yeah, what's up, bro? Frank Warren, right? Has he always had this way of building his fighters where he puts them in with a lot of just lower level, then all of a sudden just throws them into the deep end with some top class guy? Because I see him doing it with he's attempting to do it with Dubois also, where he's putting him in the number 2 spot or number 1 spot in the WBO. And it's these people are not fighting anybody. Anthony Yarde, same thing, fighting nobody. Then Kovalev.
Not so much in the 90s and early 2000s, but as time progressed and his money started to wane, yeah. But also, even his time on Sky Sports, you would see his fighters going onto Sky Sports in what I'd call D-level fights, and them just building it on Sky, and then they'd manage to get a top 3 ranking. So he has been doing it consistently over the last 15 years. Not so much in the 90s.
Because I see Buatsi. Buatsi is kind of being brought along gradually, moving up, you know what I mean? And that's a kind of a normal way to build a prospect. And then he's now in a position where he's kind of British level, world level. And it's how is it that these two people are being brought along so differently? As you said, maybe it's just the management. I just wonder, Frank Warren is just very strange. I don't understand how he's building this guy.
Well,
what is his plan?
Take a look at Sonny Edwards, right? He's highly ranked now with the WBO. Charlie Edwards, his brother, he's highly ranked with the WBC at bantamweight. I mean, I don't know what Frank's doing, but like the fight that Frank had for Charlie at bantamweight to get him ready for, because he's number 3 with the WBC, was against Kyle Williams. That's to get you ready for the winner of Nonito Donaire or Nordino Abali.
Oh no.
Exactly. You're talking world-class fighters like that. You've seen enough of Nordine. Nordine's a sick fighter. He pieced Charlie Edwards up after that before. He beat the crap out of him. So would Rasheed Warren. A lot of these bantamweights would. And he needs someone who's going to give him more looks than that. Somebody who, like, actually, maybe he doesn't because he's just not good enough. They shouldn't have brought him to 118. They should have brought him to 115. But even then, when you get up there, you've got Estrada, Chocolatito. What route are you going to go down? At bantamweight, what route are you going down? The new A, Casemiro, Donaire? Fuck, like, there's no point, really. Sonny, he's... Whatever they're doing with him, they're looking at trying to get him up towards the WBO, right? And that title went vacant because Tanaka moved up, but they weren't expecting Tanaka to move up when they got him into those rankings, and that was a bad ploy move because Tanaka's a pound-for-pound talent. I think Frank is looking at it like this. He's trying to make as much money with the lowest amount of risk as he possibly can because his promotions on its deathbed. Let's be real. Tyson Fury's not really with Frank. He's with Bob Arum, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what world champion does he have?
Well, this is a problem, and it's kind of dangerous because these guys, like when I watched that Anthony Yarde fight, I was like, okay, you got to give a man props for taking a fight, but then it's like, it was almost like a desperation gamble by somebody. Was that a gamble by Anthony Yarde or a gamble by Frank? Frank can't be gambling with his fighters like that. And Tunde should have known better. That dude wasn't ready for Kovalev. I mean, he had his spots, but you could see a different level when it came to talent and pedigree. And Anthony Yarde was kind of robbed of that. And now talking about Buatsi. But sorry, Anthony Yarde's amateur experience. How was I don't know anything about his amateur experience.
He won like some like local tournament or something like that. He had like I don't know, like 16 to 20 amateur fights max.
Yeah, not much at all. 29 amateur fights, man.
29. It's 29. Yeah,
I think it's 29 amateur fights, and that's it.
And this is at area level. level. So it's not like he was fighting like the ABA novices or anything like that. It wasn't like a national tournament around. So, nah. Not me.
Okay. All right.
But one thing, like I will say, like I think it's more so. Like I know people are like, is it Yarde? Is it Warren? Warren said he wasn't ready for Kovalev. Warren proposed a few fights to Tunde, who's his manager, and they rejected him. And Tunde said, "No, we don't want that. We want world-class fights." He said, from Anthony Yarde's sixth fight, from a sixth fight, we can beat Sergey Kovalev. We can beat Adonis Stevenson. We can beat all these elite guys coming through like Baturbia. We can beat Andre Ward. From his sixth fight, we can beat these guys. And then I was part of an interview, me, EJ, and Mr. Doc, right? 3 of us were talking to Tunde. And he said, and I quote, after the Sergey Kovalev fight, after we knock him out, we don't care about cruiserweight. We're going up to heavyweight to knock out Anthony Joshua. The man is deluded.
What?
That's legitimate. That's as legitimate as it is. Don't forget, this is a guy who said, we're the A side against Sergey Kovalev, right? And we're going to take Sergey Kovalev to Highbury Stadium or to the Emirates Stadium, which is a 60,000-seater in London. Keep in mind, his last fight, he sold 800 tickets at a leisure centre.
Big Dan says a jab from Kovalev, who has one of the best jabs in boxing. Yeah, again, I wasn't disrespecting Kovalev jab when I said that, Big Dan. I was just saying that it was in combination because Anthony Yarde blew off so much energy is why that stiff jab put him away.
And he had taken a lot of jabs during the fight as well. If you rewatch that, he took a lot of jabs. And Kovalev, that's a man you don't want to let jab you continuously because
exactly.
I remember there was a stigma with Kovalev that he's just a bully. I think in the first Andre Ward fight, Kovalev proved he was one of the best in his prime pure boxers. Boxers. Hell of a boxer.
Gave it to B-Hop, didn't he?
But then D, sorry, I'm gonna get off now. I just want to ask a couple questions.
No, do your thing.
Yarde, like Anthony Yarde, why hasn't he fought people like maybe a Craig Richards or there's this other guy, I forgot his name.
Hosea Borton,
like guys like that. Like I think even when I think it was Anthony Joshua in America, Hosea was like running down on like Anthony Yarde or something, saying he wants to fight or whatever. And why aren't people like that? Like he's not challenging people, even Callum Johnson. Well, I mean,
Frank suggested these fights for Anthony to Tunde, and Tunde rejected them. Said we only want the best in the world. We don't want to fight bums. Meanwhile, we're fighting bums.
I see. Well,
that's why I was saying, brethren. That's why I was saying that Tommy's a problem. He's a problem.
He gonna get this kid hurt.
He's an idiot, man. Tommy, you idiot. How about that? Yeah, man.
Wow. Okay, well, there's my information. Those are my answers.
I'll say this, though. I really do like the Lyndon Arthur fight because that's a fight that he probably should have had a few fights before the Kovalev fight. Good boxer who can move well. And that'll tell us a bit more on him. And that's a British level fight. So it's good to see that now he's getting it. At the end of the day, I can't knock it. The dude had a competitive fight with a world champion. And in all honesty, he made himself what was it, 1.6 million pounds he made off that fight without ever having fought anybody. Fair play. A lot of people would love to be able to do that.
I guess.
All right, Big Dan, I think you kind of misconstruing. Maybe I'm too far back in.
He's not responding to you, he's responding to 300.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, because I won't take nothing away from Kovalev. I'm just kind of saying that, just like Mark said, the man took a lot of jabs from Kovalev, so it's not like one jab's going to put him away. It was just because he was gassed. Like, his tank was below E. That shit was on fumes. You know, when you open the tank and it say, Sss. That's what Anthony Yarde, he was spent. He was at the gas tank as soon as he turned that shit. None but fumes come out. But yeah.
But you know what I will say? I'd love to get Iron Kong over into that gym to be the manager of Anthony Yarde because you've got your head screwed. You want what's best for the lad.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And you want them to be, because I think you see the talent in him. I think we all know he's got serious raw talent. It's there. Without the experience and everything, this guy is actually pretty damn talented.
Yeah.
He's like me. See, I'll pat myself on the back. Anthony Yarde is like me, just like Lee Jefferson, because he had a lot of experience throwing these things in the streets, and then he brought it over this. He got the natural talent, son.
Big facts.
That's a big pat on the back there. But yeah, no, Yarde's. Look, I've always actually liked Anthony. Anthony Yarde always comes across well to me with how he speaks, how he talks, his personality, even down to his image. The lad's got a great image. He could have been a legitimate threat. They had built him right, gotten the experience, getting the rounds, had a proper trainer. I'm not looking for something amazing. I'm not looking for him to go out and be with Reynoso, but something as simple as a Dave Caldwell. You know what I mean? Something just as simple as a Dave Caldwell, a Don Charles, guys who are proven, know what they're doing.
His relationship with Tunde, is this like Tunde discovered him or something? Or like
yes.
Okay.
Tunde discovered him. Tunde brought him in.
Okay.
Yeah. And they got a real tight relationship out of boxing, like they hang out and all of that bullshit. So got a lot of faith in this guy that he shouldn't really have faith in. Because I don't have any confidence in what Tunde's doing. Zero. But personal relationships, man, sometimes that could be a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? Sometimes it could be a gift and a curse. And in this situation, I think with Anthony Yarde, he and Tunde's personal relationship is a curse for his boxing career. Maybe good outside of boxing, but for boxing, a bad thing. That's my opinion.
But don't forget, man, empty the tank, Ant. You're in a world title fight for 12 rounds. We're in the 8th round, Ant. Empty the tank. Empty the tank, Ant.
Empty the tank. I was like, bro, are you kidding me? Empty the tank against Kovalev.
Never say empty the tank. Tell him if you have the opportunity, try and take his head off. Go for the right hand. Catch him with the hook. Get him with the left as an opening. Tell him what to do. Give him the advice on where it is. One thing Kovalev kept doing when he was getting tired was he was dropping his right hand down very low and he wasn't throwing it, which meant the left hook was open from the Philly shell stance. Go for it. Catch him.
That's for sure. I'm with you. Bud, what's good? Scott Brown, 300. Big Dan, I've been going at you for no reason. Apologize. Mark had to straighten me up. Jerome Benjamin in the building. What's good with you?
Well, hey, yo, question.
Go ahead.
Do Frank Warren's fighters go after the British title fights in Commonwealth? Because I see a lot of Eddie Hearn's guys do it, like Billum Smith and these people go after Commonwealth and all that.
Yes, yeah, Frank's fighters have done historically. Frank's actually got more British and Commonwealth champions than any other promoter in the sport.
Well, what the hell is different with Anthony Yarde? Like, what's different?
I don't know. Like,
Tandy's different because Tandy rejects shit. Frank would maybe try and approve some of these fights, but Tandy is like, nah, we want the best. That's the difference. Tandy.
Okay.
And then the very first time he ever got offered, people forget about this. The very first world title fight he was actually offered was from Artur Beterbiev. He was offered that fight. And they were going through the rankings with the IBF, and they said, no, we're not ready for that. But you were just saying the week before, you want the best fighters in the world, and you're being offered an IBF title shot against one of the best fighters in the world.
Nah, Beterbiev is one of the best, but he's young. They think Kovalev is old, so they thought they could have gotten him.
Tandy wanted to play trainer, manager, matchmaker, and he's good at none.
2 months later, they got offered the Kovalev fight for the very first time. They rejected him. They said, no, not now. This was the actual thing said, we need him to be in more competitive fights before that. Along comes Travis Reeves. They have a fight with Travis Reeves. Get offered it. We're not sure. Then they get offered it again and they take it.
Huge step.
Yeah. He got offered 4 world title shots. It took him the 4th attempt to take it. But if they're saying we don't want bums, we want the best, and then the best offer you, not once, not twice, not 3 times, and it takes the 4th time, I don't know if they wanted that or not. I really don't. I don't know what they were playing at, but I think in hindsight, if they could do it differently, I don't think they actually would. I don't think Tunde would. I think you'd go through the exact same procedure again, because I think he may have been worried there might be a risk he could lose to a Borton. Like you mentioned Callum Johnson. That's a very high risk fight. That dude can knock people out. He dropped Beterbiev. No, he was a what, a 14 to 1 underdog, right? Against Beterbiev, and he dropped him.
They drop him.
Stu in the building. What's good? Stu said, "What's up, D and Mark? What's up with you, fam?"
What about something like Dominic Bozo?
That'd be a great fight for him. I love that. I love that. Dominic Bozo's a very solid fighter. He's awkward. He's tricky. He doesn't pack the biggest punch, but he can sting you, you know. And that's a great fight. That's a great fight for him. That's going to get him ready for a guy who can box, move, tie you up, headbutt you. You know, all the old tricks. Like, yeah. I'm not comparing him to a Sakio Bika, obviously, because that's a completely different thing. But imagine he had an old Sakio Bika there at 175. That would have been a great experience in learning curve fight for him. Great experience.
Yeah, well, anywho, man. Y'all take it easy. I'm going back to work. I'll be in the chat. Peace.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Carl. Yeah. Stu, what's up with you, buddy?
What's happening, D? Thought I'd come and show my support, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, dog. We might change this to the Stu show.
Yeah. Well, you'll get plenty of fucking heathens follow you. That's for sure.
Heathens?
Stu, what you think about Anthony Yarde, Joshua Buatsi fight?
I think it's a great fight. I think it's the. Is it too early? That's the question. What do you boys think? Is it too early? Could you let this stew for a bit, or do you want to see it now? That's the big question. Because as a fight in itself, very good fight. I think Anthony Yarde's proved that he's a little bit ahead of Buatsi at the moment, even though Buatsi looks like the more talented guy.
I'll say this: I believe in letting fights stew at world level. At British level, no, because they need to get that, and whoever wins needs to move on. They can't be doing that for 3 years.
Yeah. And not to mention, Anthony Yarde ain't no spring chicken. He's new to the scene, but the dude's like 29, 30. He's not young. People think he's young because he just popped around. He just popped up, but he's fucking Crawford's and Spence and Canelo's age. So he don't need to be wasting time. Sort of like a, maybe not as drastic, but almost like a Joe Deutsch situation where it can't be wasting time because he got to get it done now.
The thing is, the problem is when you're with Frank Warren, your career revolves around wasted time. That's all that.
Yeah. But
so this is the problem,
You know what else too is when you got this idiot Tande, which I was just saying wants to play trainer, matchmaker, and manager, and he don't know anything about any of them. That's not good either.
He brings about as much to Anthony Yarde's game than JD's does to Wilder. Brings absolutely nothing. He brings nothing to. He's a cheerleader. And right now, when you're in, I always say, mate, you have to have a good team around you, and you have to have honest people around you. Cheerleaders are the worst thing you can have around you because Anthony Yarde probably believed that he's the best out there because he's listening to the bullshit from this guy every day. And then when he gets in a Echo Oval, he gets found out. You got to be honest with some of these. You got to be honest with some of these kids. I don't see it. A lot of trainers are there just to keep their perks, like Diaz. He doesn't want to tell Wilder what he's doing wrong because he likes his trips to Europe and his perks with being with Wilder. And that's it. You've got to have a trainers prepared to step up and say, look, this is how it is. If you don't want to go my way, then go your own way. But now a lot of them just stay for the paycheck. Freddie's another one. Freddie sells his ass to anyone with the right fucking price.
Yeah, for sure. Big Dan says, I think Callum Johnson beats Joshua Buatsi and Anthony Yarde. Well, what you guys think about that?
Highly possible. That dude hits like a train, man. He hits like a damn train. I think Buatsi's a better boxer than Callum Johnson. But I just don't know if he gets hit, how that's going to go down. And I don't think Buatsi hits like a Viterbo, to be honest. So
I always wanted to see Callum Johnson fight Callum Smith, man. I know that they're weight class apart, but I still wanted to see that fight. I wanted to always see that fight.
You want the battle of the two Callums?
Yeah. I wanted that. I think it might have been something with that, you know what I mean? Just because they're both their name Callum. And then, Callum Smith is big for 168. So he can fight Johnson. He's big. He's huge. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to see that fight. Like, do Callum Smith really have the goods? If he got the goods, put him in there with Johnson. Let's see what he really got. Because I thought that Callum Johnson could beat Callum Smith.
That'd be a great. Sorry, I'm trying to have my tea and speak as well. That'd be a great fight for Callum Smith's first fight at 175. I mean, Callum Johnson would be perfect for him. Not too dangerous, not too useless. And I mean, I do apologise. I mean, I know someone Coco calls me a pig in the chat. I don't even know who this guy is. Difference is he knows who I am. I don't know who he is.
It's okay. The host is eating on camera earlier. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just finished eating, Stu, so chomp up, buddy.
Right before he introduced the show, he had grits in his mouth. Like,
For sure. It's perfect grit. Coco Tyler is MXBC, and that's just what they do, Stu. So don't even pay Coco no attention.
All right, mate, it's all good, mate. I'm used to it. You're talking to me now.
Yeah, right. This is Stu we're talking about, so bring it on.
Look, it's a good fight, though. I do like Johnson v. Smith. I agree with you, D. I think it's a very good fight if he goes up to 175. Obviously, I want to see Callum Smith fight top guys at 160. I don't want to see him. How many warm-ups does this guy need? I mean, this guy, he's had fucking more warm-ups than he has proper competitive fights. No more warm-ups. at 175, I don't mind if he takes that fight, but apart from that, I want to see him in there with the best now. Wasted his career.
I understand. Mark was saying something similar to that too. Like, if you're talking about Tunde, that like a hype man, a guy that gets you excited for the fight, that Tunde is good at. And so if you're talking in that sense, like Teddy Atlas, because Teddy, that's what he's good at. You're a fireman. Everybody knows fireman. You're a fireman. That type of shit gets you motivated. And that's all he's good for, though. Is trying to get this guy's skills set up and, fight the right guys and, do the right training, come in with the right game plan. He's garbage. Tunde's garbage.
Yeah. Callum Smith, Yarde is probably hindering his career having this clown around him. Because I think Yarde's the sort of guy that could learn off a good trainer. Because that's what he is. He's learning on the job. You can tell he's not a natural fighter. It's all been taught by. It's just basically not a natural fighter. So I think if he went with someone, I don't know who. I'd like to see him. Someone go like to the Kronk or someone like that, or Freddie Rhodes, or someone that's just going to let him let his hands go and tell him some home truths about himself. But he's staying with this guy, and I think this guy's just going to hinder his career.
There you go, 300. That is a perfect description of Tunde right there.
He almost knocked fucking Kovalev out. He almost called his own shot, like Babe Ruth, and knocked his ass out in the whatever that was, the 6th, 7th round. So
8th. It was the 8th, and he almost put him down.
He's about a half a round away from being the fucking greatest trainer ever in the Cinderella story of the century. You know what I'm saying?
No, I still would have called him just as garbage of a trainer.
So would I.
If Anthony Yarde had pulled that off Pete, I still would have called him a garbage trainer because the instructions he gave him, like it wasn't a joke. Mark, terrible. He told him to blow his load. Like, what the fuck? No corner should tell you that, man. So even if he would have pulled it off, he's still garbage.
So 100% agree with
following instructions, though. I do like Yarde following instructions, though. He did exactly that.
Yeah, he did good at following the instructions, but the instructions got his ass stopped.
Exactly. This is what I try to say about Ben Davison. What a great job he did. No, he didn't. Tyson Fury was nearly dead on the fucking canvas. How's that a great job? He was following Davison's instructions to the T, which I don't understand why. What can Ben Davison teach Tyson Fury about boxing? Zero is the answer. So why are you listening to a fitness instructor? It nearly got Tyson Fury knocked the fuck out. Let's be real, it did. I mean, Sugar Hill comes in. Look at the difference. You know what I mean? Look at the difference.
Yeah, because Ben Davison, I agree with you, Stu. Like, Ben Davison, if you think about it, this dude knows way less about boxing than Fury. Fury has a high IQ. So you basically dealing with a trainer that can't teach you shit.
You're not training
you can
Tyson
teach
Fury
him.
like that, though. You're not telling Tyson Fury what to do though, like that. It's not. That's why Sugar Hill is a better fit because he understands that you don't take Picasso and tell him no fucking brush, give him a pencil. You fucking you're adopting a established fighter with an established style. You're not gonna tell him this and that. You're there to support him in the corner, and if he's got questions, you want to give him the information. But what was in the corner? What was the deal? What was the deal in the corner with Ben Davison screaming at the ref or screaming at the security? I can't remember which fight.
I don't know what that was about. Do you know what that was about, Mark? When Ben Davison was arguing with the referees and the officials and all of that shit. I don't know, Mark, but I don't know what that was about, Pete.
You remember that though, or not?
Yeah, I do. No. I remember that because it was some articles and pictures about that shit. But the thing is, I gotta watch my mouth too. But the thing is this, that's the knock that Stu and a lot of other people had on Ben Davison. It's like, bro, what are you yelling at these officials for? Because you over there messing up in the corner, you screwing up. Is that what you yelling at them about? And Tyson Fury was like the Undertaker. He got up, you know what I mean? Popped the shit out of Wilder because a lot of Wilder fans don't talk about that. Why Wilder couldn't finish the job off. Because Wilder usually, after guy gets up, he goes in with the windmill and all of that. And he got up and he tried to do that, and Fury popped him. Wow.
Oh, he had him on Queer Street by the end of the 12th round there.
Yeah, and that's why he couldn't finish the job. So, But as far as listening to Ben Davis and going back to what Stu said, he actually was. And that's why he got put down, because he was following the instructions that Ben was giving him. So he was listening to him to his own detriment. You know? And
he seems like a handful to me.
I think that it has a lot to do with why Fury left him. People could say, "Oh, how could you leave Ben?" Because there was a lot of Fury fans that were upset with that, and he left Ben. But look at the results. Look at the first fight to the second fight. Look at the results. Maybe he should have left him or not even had him when he first came back to boxing.
Yeah, true. No, I must say I don't know much about him. And Stu and Stu and Mark both got me up to speed on this guy. They were saying it was a bad idea from the get go, that they weren't really feeling Davidson, and I didn't even know who he was, to be honest. I never heard of him, and they kind of told me it was not the prime guy for the job.
They met in the pub. Fury was having a spout of beer and say, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?"
That's just a good place to meet. Shit.
That's where they met at. Yeah. Raider says, "Damn, no notifications." Yeah, Raider. You know, when I put out these certain videos, then they go on the attack. That's why, guys, if y'all notice that I start asking, I usually don't ask to smash a like and share, but I've been starting to ask to do that because YouTube is attacking D. Jefferson. So I already put out my own notifications on Discord, Hangout, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of that. That's why we got 33 people. But I started this live for the first 15 minutes, and we was hovering around 8 people. So if I ain't sending notifications out, YouTube ain't helping me right now because they're angry with me. It is what it is. You know, I don't care.
I'm not saying fuck off YouTube, but I think of something.
I mean, it is what it is, man. They can do what they want to do, but certain things, you know, like that live I just did before this one, I was just basically giving some people a warning about something I read. And I didn't get into any particulars. I just said, if you guys wanted more detail, just email me. And why I keep looking at my phone, because I'm getting a lot. Because people wanted particulars.
Yeah.
Why?
I wanted to do a video actually on the BDA to address the situation with you, Johnny and Mark, and where we are, because you're all three good panelists for our show, and you both bring, well, you three bring a lot to our show, so we don't want to lose you, but we're gonna have to get a balance where we can where this shit can't be talked about on our show, because I want all three of you to come on. But look, I've spoke to Mark about it. We spoke for about an hour. I told him where I was with his video, and I told him where I was with Johnny. I also watched your show, D, and we spoke. We wasn't very happy about it. Let's just say that the comment didn't need to be said, and we don't want to lose panelists, because right now we've got 3 or 4 panelists beefing with each other, not talking. I mean, that's just got to be bad for the show. So we are going to do a show about this and hopefully try and get you guys. I'm not saying you should be friends again, but just being civil with each other. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, Stu. And I don't know how much of my live you watch, but when I put it up, my live was a message to everyone. And a couple of people jumped on there, and I stopped them. I'm like, bro, this is not on Johnny Boy. This is not about Johnny Boy. It was about a principle. You know what I mean? And I wasn't letting people come up there, and I was just saying that I'm done with him as far as him coming here or me going to his channel. As far as that, that's it. I have no problem with no one on YouTube. So if he's on your panel and I show up and pop up like I do often, bro, it's cool. I don't beef with people on YouTube, Stu. Like, Precise just put a fucking video up about me from the little back and forth we had. He put one of these rant videos talking shit about D. Jefferson, and I went over there, left a comment in this video, and I told him, good video. I hit the like for you. I thought it was pretty funny, but I don't do the back and forth. And Precise loved the comment, and so I have no problem with Precise. I don't do the back and forth or the beef. I don't consider these YouTube disagreements as beef. I have no beef with Johnny Boy. He's just not welcome on my panel. But if we're both on your panel, I have no problems. None. So I don't know how it is from his perspective, but I have no problems.
We had a chat I had a chat with Butcher about it. And because obviously our channel's growing now, and we're getting a real solid panel together. You know, you won't find a better panel anywhere on YouTube than ours. We've got all sorts, and we're trying to get strong. And I just don't think it helps. This race talk, I've said, look, we need to get away from that. That sort of like stumps the growth of the channel when you start bringing race stats and talking about what's going. I come on boxing shows to get away from that fucking nonsense. I just do, mate. I just not interested. If that makes me cold-hearted, so be it. I'm just not interested in that sort of stuff. I don't want to see it, and I think we need to get away from that. And I think our show will grow because we're starting to get quite good numbers now. And I'm hoping it stays like this. And our panelists falling out over comments, that shouldn't have been said, let's keep it real, is not going to help the situation. Johnny's been the thing with Johnny, we're in a situation where Johnny can be out of hand. But Johnny has been a loyal panelist for many moons. You know, you can't just, when someone's loyal and puts their time into you, you can't. It's just like when you, obviously, when I worked for my dad, I was a supervisor, I had people working in the. So you certain people you don't like, and or there's certain people you think are fucking just a headache to be around, but they put in a lot of work and they've been around the business for a while, so you just put up with it. And I think it's the same with Johnny. You put up with some of the crazy stuff he comes out because he has been a loyal panelist member, and that's why. But I also Mark brings a lot to the show as well, and you do as well, D. I mean, I was actually one that asked for you to be put on the panel. If you asked Book Joe, I said we needed diverse opinions, and I think with you, D. You don't sugarcoat. You don't sugarcoat nothing, and that's what I don't want to listen to a show where everyone is agreeing with everyone, and that's what the BDA become a fanboy show, and that's why I just started to drift away. We're starting to put that right. People like you on the panel is a big plus because you don't sugarcoat. You'll come on and tell it as like I do, and I think that's great for the show.
I appreciate that, and that's all I try to do. And bro, I can just promise you this, Stu, because I think that you and I are on the same page. I immediately stop that shit if I notice it. I'm trying to start paying more attention to the chat because after that live, I got a couple of emails like, D, you let this slide and you let that slide. And I try to tell people that I don't really let it slide. It's just when I get into the conversations with you guys on the panel, I miss a lot in the chat. And so I don't let it slide. But anytime I do catch it, I stop that shit. And I don't care if it's an Asian guy doing it or a black guy doing it or white. I don't care. If it's what I consider to be racism, it's not tolerated. And I stop it immediately and we go on with the conversation. Therefore, you and I are on the exact same page too. I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want to talk about it like we talking sports here. I talk basketball, football, UFC, boxing. I don't want to hear shit about I don't like this guy because he's black or white. I don't give a fuck, bro, because I like them all. I like athletes. I don't care.
This is why I upset so many people on the BDA. You know the chat I do. Do you know why I upset them? Because I don't pander to their opinions. They want me to come on and tell me what a white beast Derevchenko is going to smash Charlo to pieces. No, not in my brain. He's not. He's going to get his ass whooped, and that's exactly what happened. I keep it down the middle. I'm not here to pick fighters over race. I want Joshua to beat Klitschko. So, you know, there's certain guys where I want black guys to win, and certain guys when I want white guys to win. But you know, if I pick a black guy, then the white fans are saying to me, "Oh, you fucking, you're simping, Stu. You're simping." If I pick the white guy, Stu's a racist. I can't fucking win. Do you know what I mean? I just can't win.
I get the same thing, Stu, and I let that shit go on one ear and right the fuck out the other. I cannot tell you how many times my people have called me an Uncle Tom because I picked fucking Canelo or Lomachenko or Callum Smith or whoever. I'm an Uncle Tom, or I say something like, man, that's foolishness. I'm not trying to hear that shit about Gary Russell Jr. Lomachenko's going to beat the shit out. You just an Uncle Tom. So I get it the same way. I don't care.
Hey, listen, hang on a sec. 300. Listen here, you little fucking bitch boy. Right? You're saying I'll say worse things. I'll tell you what it is, right, with you. You hear what you want to hear. Now go and find me a comment where I've said anything about you're going back 7 years ago when I made a comment about black quarterbacks. You're bringing that up. That's how desperate you are. I mean, 300. I don't know who you are, man. I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. You're irrelevant to me. I'm here to help D with his show. You bring nothing to the channel. You don't come on. You don't donate. You're just there with a fucking spanner because you are a tool. That's why you've got an admin, because it suits you next to your name. That fucking spanner because you're a tool. That's all I'm going to say. Go and find me a comment that I've said about a racist comment. Why do you think D's sending me links for his channel? D ain't going to send me links to if I'm sitting there calling black people this and that. He hasn't done it once.
I would absolutely not. And she's spot on with that. And I will vouch for Stu. I don't think he's that way at all. And if so, then he wouldn't be welcome here. So that's 100% true.
And yeah, so what if I nearly met Mark for a fight? We've talked like me and Mark are good friends. I'm closer with Mark than you'll ever be with Mark. Who are you? Mark's fucking white knight in shining armor or something. Get out of here, bitch boy. We had a little ding dong. I said nothing about meeting the guy. I said to Mark, you ain't going to meet me and I ain't going to meet you. So let's cut this crap out. When we talked and we're good friends again. So shut the fuck up, man. Sick of you whiny little bitches, man.
Yeah. No, tell it like it is, Stu. Tell it like it is. It's all good.
Tell us how you truly feel, Stu. Tell us how you feel.
BK Security tried to remove Ben Davidson because he has his hand on the ring. Oh, okay. That's what it was.
I find with a lot of boxing fans, right? A lot of boxing, they like to hide behind calling people racist because their life's not complete. When your life's not complete, you just go around finding faults in other people. Now, apparently, I'm the one that brings up race all the time. Go and listen to the channel. I'm the one that tries to shut it down. I'm not the one. So you just hear what you want to hear. That's why I got no time for retards like you. You're not welcome at the BDA. You're not. And look, the discussion was brought up because there was a big problem with 4 of our panelists over a race comment that was made. What do you want me to do? I'm addressing it now, and I'm trying to get things so we can have these 4 on together and we can have a nice show.
Stu,
go ahead, Mark.
Because he's saying it was to do with Wilder, Fury, whatever, like you and me bickering, right? Had nothing to do with that. That was actually politics, which is why we don't talk about politics.
Exactly. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know why we argued, yet he wants to bring it up. Fucking retard, man.
Nothing to do with racism. It's got to do with difference of opinion.
Right, and that's why I don't talk about these things, and Stu doesn't talk about these things because listen, everybody has their own politicians or right wing, left wing, or whatever the fuck. This is why we talking sports. It was a whole lot of channels that did the live debate last night. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk wasn't one of them. Because this is Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, not Speak Your Mind Racism Talk, not Speak Your Mind Politicians Talk. That's not what it is. It's Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. So let's fucking talk sports, guys. And as Stu, as far as the BDA panel is concerned, fam, y'all can have anyone on there, and I promise you it will not be me. And I'll also say this, even if somebody comes at me with it, I'm leaving the shit alone. So I can't tell you what will happen with anybody else, but I could just promise you that you won't have that problem.
Well, I'm just telling you where we are. I spoke to Butcher, and where we are is we want all of you. We want all of you on the show. We don't want to lose any of you. And certain comments have to be. There was just no need for the comment. It's not like he said anything too bad for me. I mean, look, you want to be proud of who you are. See, I'm not one of these guys who gets offended by too much. I didn't see. My problem was it didn't need to be said.
Right.
And that's where I'm with it.
Well, just let me give you my angle from it, Stu. Just so that we can, because I want to get away from this shit now too. But I do want to give you my angle on it, and then you can share with Bucho and BDA where I'm coming from. Okay. Because I don't know if you guys understand Johnny Boy's and our entire relationship. It was not based on that one comment. That's first and foremost. I need you to understand. It's been a build-up with Johnny Boy. And because you guys are not over here all the time, when he was over here all the time, my live was never this peaceful. It was always fucking pandemonium. And it was because, first and foremost, I have listeners from all around the world, not just America. UK fans, people in fucking Malaysia, Canada, Australia, seriously, on this channel. And the American culture and Johnny Boy's neighborhood and the friends he grew up with, it's cool if he says nigga. But it was not cool with my listeners. And they were offended by it. And I've been dealing with this dude for months on end. So it wasn't no one issue. It's been other borderline shit that he said. And it's enough was enough for me. That's it. Enough was enough, because I actually called Johnny Boy on the phone. I have his personal phone number. We talked for over an hour, and he promised me that he wouldn't do these things, yet he kept coming back doing these things. That's what it was about, Stu. It was not one comment.
Mark said the same to me. Mark said, look, this is not just one occasion.
It's not at all.
This is like 40 times he was telling me. So
way more for me, way more than 40. I can guarantee you that.
See, with Mark's probably one of the most in the middle guys on YouTube. Same with yourself, D. You're probably the black mark, if you get what I'm saying. Where you just don't want to be. You just don't want to be in the middle of all that shit. You've got your boxing, and that's all you want to stick to. And I understand why you want to get away from that, because it does stump the growth of your show, and I believe it did that with us. I think we're starting to get some good numbers in now, but we went stale for a long time, and that's because these topics were being brought into. I don't know why I get the blame all the time for bringing it up. Tell me a time I do. I try to get away from it.
Yeah, don't worry about it, bro. I just try your best to do like I do. I see the comments sometimes. I see the comments on when I'm on BDA. Remember, Stu, you was on the panel where the dude called in and he said, "Yeah, this fucking dude D is a fucking idiot, this, that, and the third." And I laughed. And I didn't laugh to fake it off. I laughed because I find that shit funny. And if it's funny to me, I'm gonna laugh. I don't get offended by that shit. I just let it go, bro. I just let it go.
I get people telling me they're going to beat the shit out of me and everything. I laugh and stuff. But what I don't like is people like fucking. I mean, when a boy calls himself Coco, you know what you're fucking dealing with, aren't you? Faggot. But look, this guy Coco, right? He's saying that I don't keep it real. And look, call me a white devil, call me anything you want. But when you say I don't keep it real, that's when I get offended, because I am the realest guy in the BDA. I'm the realest guy in the fucking BDA. I don't care what anyone says.
Stu be putting it down, man. Stu, my man. I like Stu. I'm telling you. Stu is one of my favorite personalities on that show. I'm telling you, sometimes I'm in the panel. I'm in the chat, and then I'll hear Stu on, and then I'll go click the link just because Stu is on. So fuck that, bro. I'm all with you, Stu. I'm with you, dog. But
listen, mate, look. The thing is, my advice, this is the last thing I'm going to say to this. My advice would be to any guy who's got a boxing channel, go for your subscriptions, delete the bad energy. You don't need to be seeing what the LDB is saying or these other groups. I mean, Coco's got this hashtag MNSBC, whatever the fuck that is. See, this is what I mean. I don't know. I don't watch these channels. I mean, anyone that has to use a hashtag is a bit of a fucking weirdo to me, but that's just me. But I don't get all these things. I just say, get rid of all the bad channels that you're going to get you angry. Watch the channels. I said, I'm subscribed to you now. I'm subscribed to Mark, John, obviously Johnny Boy, the BDA, and the rest. I just haven't got any much more. Probably Boxing Beats and Rhymes is another one I watch now and again, and that's it. And it keeps me away from all the toxic arguing and the bickering that's going on right now.
Well, I will say this, Stu, and real quick before I do say that. What's up, Red Glove Militant? Appreciate you coming through. My boy Jose Yepes in the building. Low Lawrence, what's good with you, Boxing Monster? Same way I stuck up and defended Stu, I'm going to stick up for the MXBC, Coco Tyler. What these guys have to do is their own niche, okay? Some people are going to like what they do. Some people are not going to like what they do. Some people are going to find them offensive. Some people are not. But what I will say about the MXBC is I see what they're doing. I understand what they're doing. And I really have no issues with what they're doing. And I don't expect everybody to like it, but it's just like Stu said, and like Stu does. If he don't like it and he's not interested, don't fucking go over there. Just that simple. Don't fucking go over there.
Hey, hang on a second. See, this is the person you've got. This is why you got to watch who you're dealing with, D. You've given this guy a fucking spanner, an admin. Yeah, he's just mentioned the death of my baby mother that I lost 2 years ago. These are the guys that you've got on your boxing channel. I mean, it's just going to stump your growth, bro. I mean, he's sitting there talking about my dead baby mother.
With all due respect, Stu, I have been attacked in the BDA chat the same way, really. And I don't even say shit. I don't even respond to them. I see the comments, but I don't respond.
You know why Coco's upset? Coco's upset because I blocked him. I got him blocked from the BDA. He was on there all the time. He was in our. For someone that didn't like our show, I'm a racist. He was there every fucking show. I'm the one that got him gone because I have power at BDA. If I say I want someone gone, they're gone. And he was one of them. That's why, because he brought up the death of the mother of my child. Why over a boxing? What have I said to you for you to be fucking going on like that? Because you never say it to my face, because I'd fucking leave you in a heap. And that's a fact.
Let's do this right quick. Let's do this right quick, because Coco Tyler, P-Boxing just stepped in the building. What I'm getting ready to do is change to the next topic off of Anthony Yarde and Joshua Buatsi. Check this out, everybody in the chat, Stu, Mark, Pete, on the panel. P-boxing, especially you. I don't want to hear this shit no more, man. Y'all stop coming in here talking about who's a racist and who's not a racist. If y'all think they're a racist, good. If you think they're an idiot for their comment about boxing, fine. Put that shit up in here. But stop the whole racist talk, period, bro. Or I am personally going to remove you from this channel. I don't want this shit. This is one of my rules. I don't really give a fuck who you guys think are racist or who you don't think is racist. I don't care. Keep that shit to yourself. Once again, this is Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Let's comment about sports. Let's kill this fucking conversation right now, because I'm getting a little to the end of my wits with it. Fuck this shit. Don't do it no more. If I see any of you motherfuckers in the chat doing this, accusing somebody of being a racist, you think they're racist, I'm going to block you myself. Because that's really the rule. That's why all of you guys have the wrenches, but a couple of you guys have wrenches and you put in comments like this. Therefore, other wrenches can't block you. That means that it's my job. So Pete, you're welcome here. Okay? Coco Tyler, you're welcome here, and you guys always have been. These comments like this are not welcome here.
Yeah,
okay?
and if I hold
on. So if you continue to do it and you find yourself removed, and you guys already know me, I don't give a shit how many videos you put up about me. I will block you here. So let's talk boxing. Now, here's the next topic. Let's leave this shit alone. The next topic is, for all of you idiots that's talking about Charlo needs to fight Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs is now fighting Gabe Rosado. The deal's done. So we can take Daniel Jacobs out of the Charlo picture. I think he needs to fight GDG or Andre. That's who I think he needs to fight. But we can eliminate Daniel Jacobs, and let's talk about Daniel Jacobs fighting Gabe Rosado, and no more politics and racism. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about boxing. So, Pete, get you to start this off. What do you think about Daniel Jacobs and Gabe Rosado?
Gabe Rosado.
That's his next opponent. And from what I see here, the agreement has been reached, and November 27th, I believe, is the date.
At 68?
Yeah, because Jacobs is at 68 now.
Yeah,
Gabe Rosado about a damn glorified 54-pounder as it is.
He's not even a glorified one of them, let's be real.
That's right, yeah. I mean, he's a run-of-the-mill 54-pounder. I mean, he got a lot of heart, I'll say that. He's going to give it a fight. You know.
Is that Gabe Rosado at 168 we're talking here?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Evidently,
yes,
I mean.
Gabe's gone to 168 to fight Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, well, I mean, look. Terrible fight, really is. I mean, this fight 5 years ago would have been terrible. Never mind now. I mean, I want to see him in with John Ryder. I think John Ryder v. Jacobs is a very good fight. I like Danny Jacobs. I think he's a very good fighter. I think you'll do well in that 168 division. But yet, another wasted camp on Rosado. I mean, how many chances is Rosado going to have? He's that sort of guy that always gets an opportunity because he's there to take a good hiding, and he does it very well. Let's be real. I mean, is there a better guy that taken a good hiding than Gabriel Rosado in boxing? I doubt it, and that's why he's always getting his shot. But that's not competitive. Oh, he'll come to fight Rosado, and he'll have his moments, but that's not a fight that he can ever win. No, I just think it's a waste of time.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is on DAZN or what? Where's
I'm not even sure. Let me see.
He got a DAZN contract, didn't he?
Let me see. Mark, you know anything? Let me see. Daniel Jacobs, Rosado, boxing scene. Yeah, DAZN. Headline on the DAZN card. Yep. And
he fought Canelo, and then based on that Canelo fight, he got him 3 fights or something like that.
Yeah, but it is going to be on the DAZN. On the DAZN. I mean, so yeah. But Mark, what you think about that fight, Gabe Rosado and Daniel Jacobs?
I'm on the road. Too much noise. I'll give you thoughts in a minute.
Okay. Well, I'll give my take on it. Daniel Jacobs going to beat Gabe Rosado's ass. That's what I think about that fight. And I think maybe it's a stay busy fight. I don't know. I do feel like Jacobs could do better than Gabe Rosado. Like, moved up to 168. So challenge yourself, man. Challenge yourself. And I don't think Gabe Rosado is any kind of challenge. I really don't have a problem with Daniel Jacobs. I think Charlo should have took the fight when he had the opportunity to take the fight. Daniel Jacobs and this worthless Demetrius Andre, who's fought no one, had the whole Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford agreement, the fact that they're friends and they don't want to fight each other, which I don't really advocate for that foolishness because it's combat sports. You're competing in a sport. You're not fighting for real. You don't hate the guy. You're competing in the sport. And if you sign up for this sport, compete with the available opponent. If it's your friend, okay, compete. They do it in the UFC. They fight all the time. And then they hug each other out, great fight, and they're friends again. They're in the bar healing tomorrow. So, I mean, like, get in the fucking ring and fight. I don't want to hear this friendship shit. So,
that's a way out for me. That friendship card's a way out. I've seen friends fight in the ring, and sometimes friends have the best wars because they know each other.
Some of my best friends in life became friends from us having good rumps, and that's the truth. We had a good knock, and 2 weeks later, we was inseparable. You know what I mean?
It's like Jamie Murray and Matthew Macklin. I mean, them two guys were best of friends, and that one fight of the year in the UK all them years ago, it was a brilliant fight. It had everything, and these guys were best friends. So look, that's just it's a way out. It's just another excuse for a way. You don't have to give these fighters a reason to fucking pull out of a fight, man. And that's what a lot of people do. They keep giving but it's promotional reason. Oh, he's got a bit of an injury, a little hand injury. And the people are always making excuses for these fighters. What about back in the day when fucking all these greats used to fight nearly every week? I mean, Archie Moore fought Goose Guy back 2 or 3 times a week. Do you think people are moaning about his hands or this and that? Look, they're snowflakes boxers today, and they don't need a reason to get out of there, and that's the problem. We keep giving them reasons.
Yeah, I agree. It's and in this country, it's sports in general, like the dedication, the desire, the attitude of being in the gym and wanting to achieve and accomplish greatness. It's died in this country. It's all fucking divas and prima donnas in America, man. All of these athletes, boxers, football players, basketball players. These basketball players are getting 3-4 times their contract amount. They're getting that in fucking endorsements, man. Like they get $2 million on a freaking contract for the team that just drafted them, and then they get $12-15 million in endorsements. So they step onto the court like not really giving a damn because they're already so spoiled. And that's just this culture. And because so many,
it's the same in the UK though. Don't get it twisted. It's the same in the UK, D. I mean, our athletes are the same. We've got a lot of guys going around in Aston Martins that have not even had a first team performance yet. Not even played for the first team. I'm a Chelsea fan. We'll just say Chelsea as an example. I mean, they're going around in Aston Martins and Bentleys. For what? What happened to the day where you actually earn your contracts?
Well, here's one for you, Stu. Yeah, Jadon Sancho hadn't played a senior game for Man City, right? They offered him a £30,000 contract a week. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Do you know what he said? No, I want 110 grand. He hadn't even played. Yeah, 110 a week. And they said no. He went over to Dortmund for 75 grand a week because that's the best option to him. He's turned himself into one of the best stars. And in hindsight, maybe he wasn't wrong. But at the same point, 30 grand for a 17-year-old is astronomical money.
That's astronomical.
How many times have you seen Wonder Kids? How many times have you seen Wonder Kids like run out of steam? They look really good at 17, 18, 19, 20, and then they just start to fade. Because after so much money, it's like any sport. Hard to get up and give it you all when you're a fucking multi-millionaire, man. It is.
Do you know who was a Wonder Kid? And do you know the football well enough, Stu? Do you remember the blonde kid at Man City about 8 years ago? I think his name was Michael Johnson.
It was Johnson. It was Johnson, but it wasn't Michael. I'm not sure if it's Mike. Yeah, I know who you mean.
It was something Johnson. You know who I'm talking about. That kid,
I do.
He came through the youth scene as a midfielder. In one season, he scored 32 goals and had 18 assists. He got into the senior team. He had 6 goals, 6 assists. Second season, 9 goals, 7 assists.
I remember.
Third season, he got injured, and since then, he's nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem. Sportsmen are getting paid too much these days, and you'll never get the best out of someone if they haven't got no hunger. That's why boxing, but most the great boxers come from the streets, rough streets. I mean, how many fucking world-class fighters do you know from Chigwell in London? None. Because who's gonna if you brought up with a silver spoon in your mouth, who's gonna want to go and get punched in the nose for a living? Because let's be real, boxing's a good living when you're at the top, but when you're at the bottom, it's the fucking hardest trade in the world. Who wants to get punched in the face for 200 quid a week? I mean, look, this is where we are. I mean, there's not enough money at the bottom, and there's too much money at the top. I mean, I'm seeing another football club in England have collapsed today, Macclesfield. Very sad to see, because I used to go and watch these teams play when I was younger. I used to go because my local team was in a lower division, so I used to see all these teams, and they're not there anymore, like Bury and all them. They're all gone. And when you've got these footballers going around in Aston Martins that have never played a first team game yet, the smaller clubs can barely. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Look at like in basketball. You look at Moses Malone and Nate Tiny Archibald and these guys. Bro, a lot of those motherfuckers used to leave the game, get showered up, get in their fucking cars and go to work after the fucking basketball game. Like, this was actual. So they still had that desire to raise their stock, to win, to be the best. They still had that desire. They were still hungry. They still wanted to be a Hall of Famer. They still wanted a NBA championship at all means necessary. You look at football, Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott cut his fucking pinky off because he had an injury. He did this shit in the game, guys. He cut his fucking pinky off. He had them ice it. He wrapped his hand. He went back in the fucking game, finished the game, and went back to the fucking hospital and got it sewn on. No bullshit.
That's a true man. That is.
That's a fucking beast, though. That's a beast, bro. That's different.
You would never see that shit in today's game. These motherfuckers break a finger and you don't see them until the shit is healed.
The thing is, I don't really watch a lot of American football, so I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert to your listeners. But what I do know is that the Patriots have always done well they don't sort of like go and buy superstars. They go and buy hungry team players. And I've always found that with the Patriots, that no outstanding player they've got apart from Brady. But, you know, they've just had a good team morale and a lot of team hunger. And that's why it's to beat a lot of sides. I mean, when you look at, say, Real Madrid as an example, where they buy all the best players, put them into one team. I mean, I know they went for a role where they were doing well, but now they're fucking finished. Do you know what I mean? I just think, when you have to have the balance, right? You have to have your superstars. You have to have your superstars around the hungry workers. That, like Liverpool's team, they've got that front three that do all the damage, but the midfield are doing all the donkey work for them.
Yeah, that got a lot to do with Bill Belichick because, bro, he will ice anybody. He doesn't care how well you're doing, what kind of star power. Wes Welker, people were so mad when he got rid of Wes Welker, but he got rid of him. And they still did a good job because he has that team element in basketball. Brett Popovich is about that team element. It's not about one fucking guy.
And the wiretaps and the defensive calls and all the defensive.
Well, yeah, Pete, we got all of that, but I'm just
please don't bring that shit up.
We know about that too, Pete. But I'm just saying, just the coach is the leader. You got two leaders, right? The quarterback and the coach. Those are the two main leaders. And the coach, Bill Belichick, he didn't play that nonsense. Where's Tom Brady now? He's playing for what? The Browns or some shit?
Fucking Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, yeah.
Please, can we please change the subject? Let's move on, please.
Yeah.
The Panthers did that shit just to hurt me. They waited till we signed this fucking Brady. They waited till he got his physical done after the COVID. You seen that? They waited extra 2 weeks until we fucking signed this guy. And as soon as the deal was done,
man, they don't give a damn.
They fucking release Cam Newton on.
What y'all think about this pound for pound list? Look.
I didn't get my thoughts, bro. Go ahead. Yeah. Jacobs and Rosado's a bum fight. That's what it is. I don't want to see. I'll be honest. It's not good enough. And I'm starting to call Eddie Hearn second fighter Hearn. Because whenever he says, this is our first choice opponent, it turns out to be somebody fucking else. Like, bring up John Ryder, we get Gabe Rosado. Bring up Estrada versus Chocolatito, we get Israel Gonzalez versus Chocolatito and Quadras versus Estrada. Bring up Golovkin versus Canelo, we get Cesar Mete. Bring up Andrade versus Charlo. Mate, what do we end up getting? What do we get? Luke Keeler. Come on.
Yeah, it seems like he's following the Bob Arum method of boxing. Because Bob Arum told us that either it was Pacquiao, Porter, Ugas, or I don't know, somebody else, and now we're getting Josecito Lopez. So, I mean, maybe Eddie Hearn's like, maybe I need to be a little bit like Bob. Because that's what Bob is doing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. What happened to Stu? Stu must have fell off. But, look, What do you guys think about this pound for pound list? Number 1, Charlo. Number 2, Spence. Number 3, Wilder. Number 4, number 5, Charlo.
Number 4, Charlo. Number 4, Tank.
Yeah, number 5, Tank. What do y'all think about that pound for pound list by my man Jose Yepes?
I've got my thoughts on it. They're very quick thoughts, though. You idiot. Whoever made that list originally, you idiot. That's it.
Jose Yepes, you idiot. But look, I will say this about Jose. He just trolling. He playing. Because he did it yesterday, trying to get me excited. He's just joking. Fight where Bud says it's a good fight because Danny needs food. Nah, Bud, it's no good fight. It's a wash. It's a wash of a fight. And Danny's already established. And this is why I have to disagree with you. I appreciate you for the super chat, Bud. This is why I have to agree with that. Danny's a proven fighter, fam. He's a proven fighter. He's big enough to compete at 168. And this is not a process. This is not a process like with a prospect or something. Danny can box. So fighting against Rosado, what is that doing? It's not getting him any better. It's not acclimating him to 168. It's doing nothing. It's just a guy in the ring that he's going to beat up. That's not what you need. That's not what Danny needs. That's not what the fans want to see. We want to see Danny fight somebody that's worthy. Look, who is Danny? Is he with Hearn? Who is he with? I don't even know who Danny's with these days. Who is he with? Do any of you guys know? Mark, Pete, who Danny Jacobs is with? Damn, everybody's losing connection. But either way, Callum Smith can't find a fight. Billy Joe Saunders can't really find a fight. Why we have to see Danny Jacobs and Gabe Rosado? Like, man, put him in there with one of those guys. You know, that's how I look at it. If anybody ever gets up here and say, "Oh, I think Gabe Rosado beats Danny Jacobs," I'm going to put him on timeout just for saying that shit because he's not going to beat him. It's not going to be competitive. So it's a worthless fight. I always say this: fights with no intrigue, I don't want to see them. Fury is my guy, and I don't even want to see him beat up Wilder again. I really don't want to see that fight because to me that fight is 100% worthless. I don't want to see a fight that has no intrigue, even though Fury, and I'm always advocating for Fury, I don't want to see the trilogy because it's a worthless fight. They try to build it up like Wilder has a chance. He don't have a chance in hell. He's going to get beaten again. And I will probably be watching UFC or football or whatever, tennis, before I watch that fight. I'm not ordering it, then I'll figure out how Fury beat him the next day because there's no fucking intrigue in that fight. And that's just what I feel about Danny Jacobs fighting Gabe Rosado. I am a sports fan. I want to see competitive sports. I don't want to see wash matches. That's a wash match. Nothing exciting in that match for me. So, again, appreciate the super chat, Bud, but I don't agree it's a good fight. And what makes that fight good? What in hell? Gabe Rosado was not good enough at 154, at 160 or whatever, wherever he fought. He was never really good. There's no fight there. That's a worthless freaking wash in my opinion. Let me see. Somebody else just dropped the super chat. I'm way behind on the chat. See, this is what happens, guys, and this is why I miss some of these comments. All right, Pete Boxing. Keep it real. Peace. Hey, I appreciate you, Pete. I appreciate you, dog. And like I said, you always welcome, dog. And I always will keep it real. Let's just keep it sports. That's all I ask. So next topic, guys, is Jermell Charlo can potentially become 4-belt undisputed at 154. Now, here's something that just came about that is actually making this close to being more of a possibility. Textera says that he would dump this fight with Castano, which I don't believe he can, and fight Charlo right now. He wants to fight with Charlo now because he feels disrespected that Charlo thinks that this is an easy win, that Charlo and his fans think that he can just come in there and run through him. And he feels disrespected as a champion. And he felt like if he didn't have this Castano fight in the way, then it would be him and Charlo next, which I'm pretty sure Jamel Charlo wouldn't turn that fight down. So I think that Castano would beat Teixeira, but with that being said, Castano's PBC also, which it should still be easy to make. But now if Teixeira beats Castano, he wants Jamel Charlo, which means Jamel Charlo has an opportunity, or Teixeira the winner, Castano has an opportunity to clean out this division. So what do you guys think about Teixeira and his statement saying that he feels disrespected? Now he wants to fight with Charlo. The 154-pound division could potentially have one champion. What y'all think about that?
That's what we want. That's what we want in every division, isn't it? One champion. We don't want to be sitting there arguing about who's the best. We want to know who's the best. And the only way to find that out is when they get in the ring and fight. And look, I'd like to see Charlo fight someone else, to be honest with you. But look, if that fight happens, I'll gladly watch it. But every division, every fighter should thrive to be the undisputed champion. The problem is, it's just not going to happen. Look at when Joshua and Wilder could have made this happen. Look what happened. Look how they made us wait. And in the end, both got their ass whooped, and we're a million miles from that now. So this is what you got to make it happen when it's there to happen. You can't just let it stew until it get to the meat gets dry and no one wants to fucking eat it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's where I am.
Hey, Red Glove, let me ask you something, Red Glove. Because I love Red Glove and he knows it. Did you just do that to see if I was to pull my bluff card to see if I was gonna actually time you out? Right after I say this, here comes Red Glove. He says, I think Gabe Rosado will beat Jacobs and take in more punches. You know what? I ain't gonna time you out, man. That's fucked up though. I think Red did that intentionally to put me in a pickle. Because I said I would time the person out to say that. Hell no, Red Glove. And I think you're trolling me anyway. Hell no. Gabe Rosado's gonna get beaten like a ceremonial drum in that fight. Hell no, he ain't gonna do nothing to no Danny Jacobs, man. I got that fight 90-10. Gabe Rosado beat Danny Jacobs on points. Hell no, man. I think Danny Jacobs stops him, man. Stops this dude cold. Mark, you want me to put this up? Oh no, probably not. Chopstick.
Red Glove is on some trolling shit.
Yeah, I think Red Glove just trolling me. My man Monkey Kung Fu in the building. Chopstick. Let me say something to you, fam. Because I do miss a lot of things in the chat. I have 2 rules here. 2 rules. No racism and no attacking any community. I don't care if you don't like them, like LGBT and all that. Those are my only 2 rules for people to be timed out or blocked. That's it. So I just want to put that out there. That's for everybody. If you got a wrench, don't do it. Chopstick, I think maybe you didn't get that memo because you're newer to the channel, and I just gave you a wrench earlier. Don't block nobody or time them out unless they're bringing racism to the table or they're attacking some type of community. And I don't give a fuck if it's Black Lives Matter, because I don't even fucking support Black Lives Matter. I don't want to hear that shit. And I don't want any racism. If it's not that, let people say what they want. Do not time them out. If you do, I'm taking your wrench. All right, let's move on. Go ahead, Brian.
What about Manchester United fans? Can I troll them if I see them?
You can troll all you want, as long as you're trolling sports. That's the thing. Yeah. Trolling, I don't care. People get mad at trolling, get mad. But I'm just talking about attacks, man. I don't want attacks because that shit starts to make... Look, everybody can't control their emotions. And I don't expect everybody to control their emotions. So the fuck what? D. Jefferson laughs at everything. I don't get offended. I don't expect everybody to be like that. But from both sides, guys, let's be grown. Let's stop doing this shit. That's all I'm asking, please. Because I don't give a fuck. Hold on right quick, Brian. I don't give a fuck if you get mad at me, Chopstick, or anybody else. I don't care. If I take your wrench, you're not getting it back. And I don't give 2 shits. Because if you're doing what I asked you not to, then you're disrespecting me. So you get mad all you want. Just please don't do that shit. So
yeah, it's Coco. I mean, Coco's got a wrench and he wants to talk about people's dead girlfriends. He wants to troll.
I know, Stu, but we
call the BDA. Yeah, but he's attacking the BDA, attacking me, and you know.
I know, Stu, but we just
rules,
settled that, Stu. We just settled that. Coco ain't gonna do it no more.
It doesn't matter. My point is, if you're gonna make rules, stick by them.
I know, but I just laid that today because of you, Stu. Like you brought something
my brother.
to
I
the table.
appreciate it. Like I said, I can usually handle people trolling me. I'm used to it now. But when you start bringing up people's dead parents and dead girlfriends and boyfriends, whatever, you're just scraping the barrel as a human being. And let's be real. The guy's called Coco. I mean, it tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I know, man. Let's get off of it, dog. I don't want to go back down that rabbit hole, dog. I feel you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Hey, just response to A-odds, right? Harry Maguire is John Stones plus 35 million pounds.
I don't know what that means. Monkey Kung Fu in the building. What's good? Because I don't know much about soccer.
John Stones cost Man City £50 million. Harry Maguire, who is another useless defender, cost Man United £85 million. So
wow, that's a lot of wasted money, is what it sounds like to me. A lot of wasted
pretty much,
money.
Pretty much so. So that's just my attack on Manchester United, but on the United fans. But no, seriously, what's the subject here? Who are we talking about?
Okay.
Young Carlo.
No, well, before we go into that, I want to get you and Jose's thoughts about Daniel Jacobs. Just agreed to fight, and I think it's set in stone November 27th. Gabe Rosado.
He should be Gabe Rosado. He should. Yeah, I expect that. Was it a 10 round or a 12 rounder?
I don't even know. They just said the fight was agreed.
Well, that should be an easy points victory for Danny Jacobs. So that's not even. I don't think it's even worth talking about in serious note.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to get from you. I agree. I think this fight is absolutely worthless. Jose Yepes, what's up? What do you think about Daniel Jacobs and Gabe Rosado? You think Gabe Rosado wins, don't you, Jose?
Gabe Rosado has a heart of an Aztec warrior. You better put some respect on Gabe Rosado's name. He's going to come out and shock the world. Now I'm just playing. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the panel. I just found out that there's a thing called BDA, so I'll check them out.
What the fuck? You got to get over there, bro.
Yeah,
I had never heard of that.
Yeah, one of the best channels on YouTube when it comes to boxing. So
that's right. You listen. That's right. You listen to it. Boxing Fitness and little Coco. I mean, because you've got the balls now because D gave you a fucking spanner to your name. I mean, you're nobody. You know, who the fuck's Stu? I'm your dad. That's who I am. Come over to the BDA. Show your balls on there. You'll get ripped a new one. That's why you're hiding behind D, because D protects you.
I protect everyone, Stu. I do. I protected
D like the Godfather.
I do. Boxing Kingdom, appreciate you, my man, for the super chat. He said, keep up the good work, D. You deserve more exposure. I appreciate that, dog. Let's keep growing. And everybody, like I said, I don't usually ask, but please hit the like and the shares because YouTube don't like D Jefferson right now. And they ain't sending out no notifications. So y'all help me out with that so we can grow and get more people in here.
I haven't got your notifications the last couple of days. So
that I did. I talked about something that they don't want us talking about. So you know how it is, Brian. You've been in my Power of the Mind lives, and sometimes I talk about touchy topics. So I hit one that probably should have been shh. But you know me, man. I always say what I feel, and I went overboard. I shouldn't talk about that topic. So I'm getting this.
Fair enough, man.
Uncle what's up with you, fam?
Whenever you do that, do you just fucking erase it and that's it?
Yeah, well, I did. I eventually, but I've been going through this actually for 2 months, Jose. That's why I always like, hold on, guys. I got to put out these notifications. And then I send out notifications on Discord, Hangouts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because I'm live on all of those. And I follow people and they follow me. And that's the only way that I'm getting people in here. Other than that, I would be hovering with like 8 people now. We'll be like an hour and a half in. I will have 10 or 8 people if I don't do that because YouTube is not helping me out right now. They don't like me. So it is what it is.
D, I don't fight like anyone these days.
What you say, Brian?
I said I don't think like anyone these days.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you talk about the two topics that I talked about, your ass is getting slammed. I can guarantee you that. And I ain't talking about them no more. I talk about them on my other social media pages. That way, if they suspend those for a few weeks or so, or whatever. But I don't talk about that shit on YouTube. I waved the white flag. And I took that live down, that one live, I just deleted it because it had like 400 something views, and I don't give a shit. It's one live, and that's what I do mostly live. So I just deleted the shit. Eventually, they'll leave me alone.
Well,
I'm
so.
Yeah. Sorrows 2 times. What's up? He said, big up D, hope you're good. There was a Hearn interview today. He said, daily reminder, AJ beats Fury in 6. That's cool. That's cool, man. I don't know. Maybe it does happen. Blues boxing in the building. So look, the next topic, guys, I think Jose Stu jumped off. I think Jose and Brian, y'all came in, and I don't know if Pete, I'm gonna start with Pete because I don't know if I got your opinion on this. Textera just said that now he wants Charlo because he felt disrespected, that Charlo feels like he's an easy win, and his fans are saying this is easy for about Undisputed, and he wished that he didn't have the Castaño fight because he would take Charlo now. But what that says to me is that this is looking really good for about Undisputed at 154 because Castaño is PBC. That fight will be easy to make if he's to beat Textera. But if Textera beats him, then he said his next fight is to shut up Charlo and his fans' mouth. That's what he wants. So, what do you think, Pete?
D, I'm lost, bro. I gotta get back in the game. I don't know what the fuck Textera. Who the fuck you talking about, man?
Textera is
like this.
Textera is the final belt holder. He has the WBA belt. And Charlo has all the other 3 belts and the Ring magazine. So if he beats Textera, that completes the circle for 154. We will have one champion.
I mean, fuck it. You know what I mean? These guys need to just fight more often. To be honest with you, I'm not even gonna knock on the opponents if you got a belt or not. Let's get 2-3 times a year. Let's get 4 times a year like Triple G used to give us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even bitching about the opponents. Just put them up there once every 3 months.
Yeah.
Uncle Petey got no problems.
Don't bring the sport back. I'm telling you, if these guys bump it up to at least 3, like let's just think 3 times a year. Because most of these fighters, they get their championship belts and then that's it. We already know they're 2 times a year. We know that, right? So even if it's just 3 times a year, that automatically helps it out, bro. I mean, you got guys like Navarrete fighting 4 and 5 times a year. Why the fuck can't y'all do it? Navarrete fights 4 or 5 times a year. Why the fuck can't y'all do it? Like, so I'm with you on that, Pete. Just get in the damn ring and fight. Just get in the ring and fight.
And this year he went for the pandemic. It was once a year.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Russell
Jr.
Jr.
right now that they got management holding them back on purpose. It's almost like a damn strike. You know what I'm saying? Like a NBA, like a walkout, some shit.
Yeah.
And Aram's just telling them, I'm gonna fucking lock your asses out. So fuck you and take it on down to PBC if you want. Do whatever you want to do. So I understand what's going on. It's more than just that, but what happened with Rosario, man, with his jab? He had a seizure, bro. That was some funky shit. That was a medical issue, bro.
Yeah, I don't know about the final knockdown. Charlo sure did put him down twice before that. That's what I keep telling people about the final knockdown. Charlo put him down twice before that jab to the stomach. So
he was probably just tired. He quit.
Even if it wasn't a jab to the stomach, I'm wondering what people thought was going to happen in that fight. Because I think he was going to be put out one way or the other. And Rosario may have thought he was going to be put out one way or the other. Which is probably why he didn't get up.
I don't know what he thought, but I don't know what PBC's thinking, putting that shit on at 1:30 in the morning. Now you already done got my money now. I paid you at 7 o'clock in the fucking I paid you an hour after the sun went down. All right, you got your fucking money now. Fuck's this intermission shit about? I gotta watch these 2 guys on the laptops.
It was about the UFC.
You got your money already. You got your money, D. You got your money already.
Look, Pete, I'm on your side, but you asked me what was it about, and I'm telling you what it was about.
in
Yeah, I
general,
mean,
boxing scheduling, yeah, I agree. The
yeah.
Saturday night,
Here,
the boxing up, these HBO Championship Boxing and the Showtime Championship. I
Yeah.
understand why they run them late, but
No,
man,
but for this
here,
particular reason, it was because Paulo Costa and Stylebender was fighting.
I watched it. Yeah, I understand.
here,
Right. So
I
they
got a
didn't
bunch of
want
gambling
the
junkies for
intermission was
cousins. Yeah, I understand.
to allow that to happen so that it wouldn't
yeah,
clash. That's what that was
here,
about.
here. You think that was bad? We'd wait up to 6:45 a.m. to it finished
Oh, hey, you
in the
guys over in
morning.
the UK, you guys are some fucking troopers, man. I mean, you guys are a whole
Yeah,
nother
and
dedication over there to
yeah,
be.
yeah. Well, I'm getting older now. That used to be easy to do, but for 2 days I was walking around like a zombie.
Oh, I couldn't imagine. I can't get up at 5:30 to do anything. Fuck that. I can't.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine
What do
staying
you
up
just
all
stay up?
night
You just stay
watching
up
it.
all
Yeah,
night the night before, huh? I mean, in other
yeah.
words, you don't get up at early in the morning and watch it. You just get shit faced and watch it super late, right?
Pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I did
that's
anyway.
crazy, man.
Plus, I had a bad dose of flu as well, so that really didn't help me out. And for a couple of days after that, I was walking around like a zombie. So
I mean, like I said, this just last one here, I didn't quite understand the format. I mean, I get it. Listen, I got 20 guys, family members of mine that get together to watch it. There's screens everywhere in the house. I mean, there's screens. It's a game.
Y'all got a bar. It's like a
yeah,
bar, like a sports bar in the house. Fucking screens everywhere.
I got
The
my
screen. There's
yeah.
fucking two lizards racing on the fucking small screen. I mean, everybody's gambling constantly. It's just constant gambling.
Buddy.
So I
That's
get it,
I
but
like
man,
to visit that house there, Pete.
you
Willie
can't even
Williams.
stop boxing
If
from
there's a
pissing
bar
on
there,
each
I'd like
other.
to
Even
visit.
DAZN is running a card the same night as.
Let me catch the super chat right quick. Willie Williams, appreciate you, fam. Willie Williams says salute D in the panel and chat. Appreciate you always, Willie Williams. AOB's in the building. What's good with your AOB boxing finesse? What's up? Timmy Nealon. Timmy Nealon is the star of the prediction league. He beat everybody and took all the money this week. What's up,
Yeah,
Timmy? Hey, boxing
congrats.
blunts. What's up with you? Brown gone one. What's good? Go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just saying congrats to Timmy Nealon.
Oh yeah, congratulations, no doubt, bro.
Yeah,
Anthony Joshua, number one. What's up, Anthony Joshua? Appreciate you, bro.
that's
So yeah,
that's Justin.
voice of casuals. Let him jump in here right quick. Voice of casuals. What you think about this Textera Charlo situation?
Well, first, I have to say,
Red glove.
Rosado is going to have the more effective punches landed on his face against Danny Jacobs. That's what he's gonna beat him at.
I got you this time. You
got me.
I got you
Y'all
this
gotta
time.
let me have my fun.
You usually fool me every time when I say that's Red Glove, that son of a bitch, he trying to get me again.
Yeah, how you doing, RJ?
I'm doing good. Man. Shout out to D, Pete Scalebender. Haven't seen him in forever. Glad to see that you're still alive.
Uncle Pete is back. He left us for a while, but he's back in the building, dog.
And of course, shout out to Brian Harkin. He's doing his thing with his content. Congratulations to him hitting his first 100.
Oh, wait. You started a channel?
Yeah, I got a small channel, D.
Man, what the fuck, bro? You should have been told me. Oh, you know I would have helped push that shit.
D, this is the second time that I teach you that somebody had a channel. First it was Ronald Finkley. Now it's Brian Harkin.
What the fuck,
I'm telling you.
All right, Brian, put your link in the chat. Listen, everybody who starts a channel here, there's a part of the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family. This is the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family. I automatically have the right to promote your channel. I don't get mad. I'll promote your fucking channel on here. Put it in the chat. Like, put the link. You don't even have to ask, bro. Put the link in the chat.
I ain't got a wrench, so.
What the fuck?
D, you slipping. You slipping, D.
Yeah, I'm slipping.
You know what it is? That Infinity Gauntlet is a bit, the fingers are real thick on it. So I'm sure he meant to moderate you, but it
Oh
just
my
wasn't
gosh,
happening.
bro. I
Nah,
ain't
no
even
worries,
lying.
man. No worries.
It
Well,
don't make no sense.
while you moderate Brian, which is long overdue, I'm gonna go ahead and answer your question. I like the way it's looking for Undisputed at 154. I'm all for it. I'm not taking no credit away from either Charlo brother. If you think it was fixed, that's you. But me, I can't take away credit where I feel is due. I'm really feeling it. Let's see who ends up being the top dog. I'm liking the way that it's looking. And yeah, definitely everybody go subscribe to Brian Harkin if you haven't done so already. I don't think Pete uploads content, but it's always good to see him in the community.
Yeah.
Well, Pete don't have to upload content. All you have to do is show up, and that's it. As long as Pete show up, it's good, dog.
Now, D, I'm gonna have to jump off because, as usual, I jump on lives when I only have like 5% left on my phone.
It's all good, Red. I appreciate you coming through, fam.
But everybody, make sure you leave that like. If that like button ain't blue, I don't know what you're doing, man. Peace.
Damn, Brian, I can't believe this. Brian ain't got no damn wrench. I didn't know about his channel. What the hell am I doing these days?
No worries. I don't like promoting myself, If people stumble onto me, they stumble onto me, So.
Oh no, fuck that, man. Promote yourself. Promote yourself. What the Okay. Dumb. All right. See, now. All right. Sorry, A-Ops. Sorry, bro. No more wrench.
Big Dan, you should start a channel. Big Dan in the comments, he said I should start a channel. You should, man. You know enough about boxing anyway to start a channel. So
yeah.
Brian,
drop a comment in the chat real quick so I can give you a wrench.
Okay, give me a sec.
Yeah, and A-Ops, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, am I sitting up here talking Chinese? Like, sometimes I feel like I'm sitting up here talking a language you don't understand, like ancient Mandarin language or some shit. I said don't block no one. You just fucking block Stuart Little? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, like, nah, no more wrench. And this should be a message for everybody else. I'm not playing with this wrench shit. Like, don't fucking block nobody or time nobody out on my channel. And Stuart didn't say anything racist. Don't even give me that bullshit. And you blocked it. So now you have no wrench and whatever, bro. Like, stop the nonsense. Like, we gotta kill all of this dumb shit on my channel. Because I guess it's my fault, a lot of this, because I'm letting too much of it go by, bro. But how the fuck you gonna block Stuart Little? Like, he's a guest of mine, dude. He's not a guest of yours. No, I didn't say no comment is okay for you to block, fam. I just said don't block nobody unless they saying something racist or they're attacking LGBT, Black Lives Matter. And Stuart didn't do none of that shit. So I don't know what the fuck you blocked him for. But I just looked and seen that you blocked him, dog. That's the rule. So, like, everybody else take notice. Because I had to give a lot of you guys wrenches because people were fucking blocking you for no reason. That's why a lot of you guys even have fucking wrenches. Because Johnny Boy was here blocking everybody out of fucking control and they got fucking stupid.
I don't block
again. Follow the rules or you don't have a wrench. That's simple.
I'm on somebody else's channel. I don't block anyone.
I don't even block people on other people's channel. Like, I don't even block people on my own fucking channel or time people out. What the fuck are y'all doing it for? What the fuck, fam? Whatever, man. Anyway, I'm getting ready to end this before I get mad and go on to another rant. I got something to do anyway. I got an important phone call. But we cranking up again a little bit later, guys. Uncle Pete, always glad to see you back, man. Brian Harkin, of course. Brian, give me some closing thoughts and shit. Pete, I'm going to let you go next, and I'm going to shut this thing down. Give me some closing thoughts, Brian.
Okay.
Promote your channel, damn it. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, my channel is my name, Brian Harkin. Nothing else, nothing, That's what it was before. I just had it Brian Harkin, so I just, added a little bit of boxing content on it. I like making people laugh. I try, talk a bit about boxing. I'm only really starting out, and it's been hard. I was meant to upload this week, but I've had a bad dose of flu. So, and my throat just, I recorded plenty of videos, but my throat wouldn't, go through without me coughing and all. I'm starting to get better now. But hopefully in the next few weeks, maybe I can upload a few more and, let's hope, the channel will grow. And I'd like to thank you also for the 100 subscribers. Plus subscribers.
No doubt. We're going to get you up some more, fam. I'm going to do everything I can to get you up some more. And I always appreciate you coming through, Brian.
Yeah. And I'm glad boxing's back. Last weekend was brilliant. A lot of great fights last weekend. And let me tell you something, right? A lot of people said, well, I was high on Derevyanchenko. That was the best performance. In my opinion, that's the best performance of Charlo's career, Jamal. And he proved something to me. He proved that he's just not a tough guy, and he got great boxing ability. He used his jab. His jab was strong. His combinations was on point. That's the best performance of his career. And Jamal, well, he's shown also he's a tough young man. What's his name? Tried to walk him down. I forget his name. I was going to say Rosario. Jason, yeah. But he walked him down and he stood up to it. He still lunges a wee bit. I think he got frustrated at times and he made a few mistakes. A better opponent would, capitalize on that.
All right.
But apart from that, he boxed well, and he showed he's a tough young man. So, but I was really impressed with Jamal Charlo. So my rating on him has gone up a lot higher. It really has, and he passed the test. That's all I can say because I didn't get a chance to talk to you since because of this flu. It's been very bad the last couple of days, but I'm starting to get better now. So,
that's good, bro. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I got some shit I need to deal with, but glad to hear you better, bro. And like I said, you always welcome, fam. Always.
Thanks for having me on, D.
All right.
And everyone in the chat, have a good one.
Peace out, B. Uncle Pete, give me some closing thoughts, man. Pete, stop looking at the women. Give me some closing thoughts. I don't know, man. Maybe Pete, he might got somebody in his office. Pete's a busy man. But guys, yeah. So Anthony Yarde, Joshua Buatsi. I think that's a pretty good fight. See what Anthony Yarde can do. I would edge out that fight to Buatsi. If it happens, they talked about those guys interested in fighting each other, and I think it would be pretty good. Daniel Jacobs, Rosado, that's a garbage fight, man. And I think Daniel Jacobs and Hearn can do better than that. They can find him a better opponent than that. That means you got a wrench, BK. That's what you blew me. That means you have a wrench. Also, Jamel Charlo and freaking Teixeira or Castano, whatever. Pretty promising division right now as far as one champion, because Jamel Charlo holds all the other straps and Teixeira has the last one. The IBO is not recognized, so even though Israel Lara has that's not the belt that decides you being undisputed. Charlo has the belts you need, and Teixeira has the final one, so it looks pretty good that we may have one champion at 154, because no matter if Teixeira or Castano wins, I think that's a fight that should be made easily for Jamel Charlo, because Teixeira wants him at all costs right now, and Brian Castano is PBC, so should be easy. Mark, you want to give some closing thoughts? You want to close this out?
Oh shit, yeah. Yo, guys, what's going on? You know how we do this thing. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I got put on the spot here. But yeah, sure. What were we even talking about? Fuck Anthony.
We was talking about Anthony Yarde and Buatsi.
Fuck Anthony Yarde.
Daniel Jacobs and Rosado, and then we ended off with Jermell Charlo potentially cleaning out 154?
They all need to fight somebody. Anthony Yarde needs to fight somebody. Joshua Buatsi needs to fight somebody. I know Yarde's fuck over left. Get them in the damn ring. I don't want to be seeing any more crap fights. Rosado versus Jacobs. It should be Jacobs versus Ryder. It should be Jacobs versus anybody who's solid, not a glorified 154-pound journeyman. What was the thing about the Charlos?
Jermell Charlo, Textera just said that he wants Charlo at all costs. So if he didn't have to fight Castaño, he would be taking the Charlo fight now. So I was just like, no matter if Castaño.
Let's get it.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, let's
get it. Undisputed. Let's fucking have it. Textera, I like you. I like you just because of that comment alone. If you can get that fight to happen at all costs and you make it happen and we get undisputed, everybody gonna like you. Win or lose. Win or lose. Because that division's lit right now. That division is lit right now. Anyway, I'll let they close now. Take care, guys.
Nothing more to say, but for the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.